YouTubers. I just did a video of how good God is and uh, how good He's been in my life this week, earlier today. And I don't mean to make this my problem, but it is my problem. It's all of our problems if we aren't racist. Let me say that again. If we are not racist and we really, really just want to have harmony and peace and respect each other, and we want our kids to go to school together, and we want our families to be good neighbors and all this, we have to, it is our problem. It is our problem. Now, I'm going to say two things, and I don't know what I'm going to title this video. Because I was done talking about Colin Flattery, or Flaherty, whichever way you want to pronounce it. But I watched his video earlier today, well, just a little bit ago, in fact, and I watched one that was dated for 3 days ago. I'm fed up. Now, again, like I said in another video, it's not happening around here in this ghetto the way it might be happening in your part of town. Okay? But I was on a bus earlier today, and there was a guy on the bus, a white guy on the bus with his white girlfriend, and there was a black man who was probably, he had to be in his late 30s, somewhere between his late 30s and middle 40s. And he was kind of drunk. You could tell he was kind of intoxicated. And he was all into this guy's girlfriend. I don't know if they knew each other, the three of them, or what, but the guy was trying to talk to this man's girlfriend, like hit on her right in front of him. And so she was doing things to help her, her man concentrate so he doesn't get offended. And then he was like, can I kiss, after you get done kissing your girl, can I kiss her and all like that? You know what I'm saying? And then, meanwhile, there's these kids in the back of the bus. I guess they knew this white kid. And I didn't catch what they were saying. But they were saying stuff to him, and his girlfriend was like, oh, stop. Come on, guys, stop. Please stop. And I'm wondering, why are they bothering this guy? Do they know this guy? Obviously, they all knew each other. And I don't know. I mean, I didn't see the guy get off the bus or whatever, but he started saying, I'm going to go F somebody up and all this kind of stuff. And she was trying to keep him calm. You got this older black gentleman over there hitting on his girlfriend. And then these kids behind him that were like biracial or something, saying all kinds of obscenities to him from the back. And it was just me in this hurdle, in the middle of this hurdle on the bus. That got me to thinking, like, and then the guy, the black guy, he was like, oh, don't you worry about them. I'm not going to let nothing happen to you when you get off this bus. I ain't going to let nobody put their hands on you. Meanwhile, he's hitting on his girlfriend right in front of him. And then he's like looking back at them like, you know, I don't know if he was trying to tell them, oh, giving them signals, or if he was just trying to warn them. I don't know. But what I do know is and then somewhere else I was at today, I was in the I went to Family Dollar. That's one of them places that I make jokes where I clown black people. Family Dollar and McDonald's. I got in an argument with a Christian sister of mine who was defending black people, and she said something that really ticked me off. She said something about, oh, these black kids just need uh these kids are just kids or something like that. And I says, no, you're wrong. The truth is at McDonald's. Okay. And this McDonald's, downtown Pittsburgh here, that is a big time police spot. Because so many nights a week, the police are called there because somebody either locked themselves in a bathroom on a drug overdose, locked themselves in the bathroom with somebody that they was beating up on, or a bunch of girls got in a fight in the restaurant and started pulling each other's weaves out of their heads or something. Two things. Let me say the first one first, because I didn't basically forgot what the other one is. And I can't say it without making it sound like I'm repeating something that I already said. The first one though is this. Even though we need to be careful, because I'm black, and as much as I really don't care what black people interpret what I say about them, because I know they're going to interpret it wrong because of the simple fact I said something about black people, period. First of all, regardless of the fact that you don't want to look like you're inferior or beneath white people in any kind of way. You don't want it to look like white people don't do it too. The point is, regardless of what it looks like, we have to put a stop to it. This is where I agree with Colin Flaherty, or Flaherty's. I'm getting all jumped on because I ain't pronouncing it right. However you want to pronounce his name, Flaherty. Regardless of what I said earlier on my two on my other channel, on my other videos, it has to stop. It doesn't matter what it looks like. If it looks like racism, so what? The numbers are out of control. And this is where I agree with even some of these racist white people that say we don't have time to worry about, as I said before, the smaller percentage that isn't showing up. I mean, nobody's worried about me anyway. Let's get real. Even the racists ain't worried about me because, of course, like I said, it is true. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But the racists aren't worried about me because I'm not a danger to anyone. But again, like I said, there, the good people like myself, the good black people like myself, and the good white people like a lot of white friends that I have will pay for the crimes of other blacks and whites on a racial level. We'll be the ones, like, the KKK is never going to meet, is not going to get into a fight at a Black Lives Matter protest. No, they're going to see somebody like me and maybe put a hit out on me because you know what I'm saying. I'm not. I already talked about that. Okay, and vice versa. These black kids are not going after skinheads. They're going after some little white kid that they go to school with every day that helps them with their homework. And somehow they end up beating them up in the bathroom or something. Maybe because he wouldn't help them with her homework again or something. I don't know. But it only takes me, and this is another reason why I stopped watching Colin Flaherty, whichever one it is. This is another reason why I stopped watching so much of it, because I can't watch it without getting angry. And a lot of these white people that are calling flattery freaks think that I'm trying to justify this stuff. They think that I'm trying to condone and excuse this. No, I'm not. I believe that what you're doing is clowning. What I'm doing is really getting pissed off because for me, it's very embarrassing. And then not only is it very embarrassing, but it makes me almost hate my own people. If you want to call it that. It has to stop. I don't care if it has to stop by martial law or if you have to start like saying like, okay, you have to make new policies for the black community, because this is what's going on. The black community is not keeping up, if you want to call it the black community. Anyone who's been watching my channel knows that I don't believe in the black community. There is no such thing. It doesn't exist. You have low-income neighborhoods where black people move in like rats. That doesn't make it a black community. That makes it a ghetto. And there's white people that live in that ghetto. And I'm looking at white people out here that are tripping. I'm looking at white people out here that need to be put in jail. I'm looking at white people out here that, okay, are doing the same things. The numbers are smaller. The numbers definitely are smaller. Okay? So I guess these are the white kids that just happen to fall out of the so-called high IQ collection or IQ circuit. White people say, well, whites have a high IQ. These kids out here ain't got no high IQ. Okay? The numbers are bigger with black folks acting a fool. But again, where these losers come out? Where these losers pop up from? But the point is, whether they're black or whether they're white, and even if the numbers are higher or lower between the two, higher and lower between the two, if a kid gets in trouble in these low-income neighborhoods, they need to put these kids in juvenile. Not wait till they hurt somebody or wait till they get a signature if the parents aren't able to control their kids. And I'm not saying send a letter home to a kid with a kid and have the kid give it to his parents, and or call the parents on the phone, have them come to the school and talk about this. Okay, so the kid next time can almost kill somebody. Okay, no, I think if a kid does a crime, if a kid puts his hands on somebody the first time in school, if he does anything that is of a violent nature, anything all the way from hitting another kid to cussing at the teacher, immediately he should be removed from school, removed from his community. And I know I know that's crazy, but he needs to be. You don't even have to call his parents. Just take him out of school and put him in juvenile. And make sure everybody knows that you just put that kid in juvenile because he lashed out at a teacher. That's all it took for him to get arrested and put in juvenile. And yes, it's going to seem like you're targeting black kids because black kids are doing the most violence. I didn't say black kids are the most racist. I didn't say white folks aren't racist too. I said black kids are doing the most violence. Something has to be done. And what needs to be done is not just, here's the other part of it, putting it on video. Them videos don't belong on YouTube. Those videos belong at the police department. They belong in schools. They belong in the White House. The Supreme Court. They belong in the places where people can actually look at them and get disgusted about it and say, this is what we must do. Colin is doing a good justice only if those videos are put in the right hands of the right people. Okay? But just getting on, these different talk shows that don't have any power to do anything about anything. And making yourself look like a racist, even though you may not be, by getting on there and supposedly being honest, that's not helping. And for my safety, your safety, Colin, and the safety of other black people and other white people that ain't involved in this nonsense, you don't really have time to just be making videos. You need to get these videos into the right hands and say, look what I have. Okay? Am I lying? I have evidence. Okay? How far are you willing to let this go before you do something about it? I believe that, black folks in the so-called black community, or should I say the ghettos, because if you look at these black families that are living in predominantly white wealthy communities, a lot of them are not acting like this. Their kids aren't acting like this. But what needs to go on in these low-income communities is you need to make strict laws for the kids. And when the parents get mad and say, hold up, that's racist. Can you do that? Is that legal? Yes, ma'am. This is Baltimore. These are the new laws for Baltimore. We had to do this because of the crime rates in Baltimore amongst children. You don't even have to call it black because they're children. Just say children. Everybody don't know which children you talking about. You don't have to let them know they're black. When you talk about violence in certain communities, people know who you're talking about. They're not going to wear the shoe unless it fits. That's my problem with, giving it a title like black mob violence, because first of all, it's not black mob violence, it's teenage violence. But these teenagers are going to kill us all if we don't do something about it. And the thing to do about it, if you're just making videos and the videos aren't provoking the president of the United States to put his foot down or something, all you're doing is segregating us. All you're doing, because see, you can get white people that are watching your channel to get mad and go on, excuse my French, a nigger binge. Okay, and start purging themselves of niggers. Okay, you don't need permission from your president, okay, to do that. But if you really, really, like I said earlier, you're not racist, all you want is peace and harmony. Because you're not racist, because you care about these kids. And you care about these kids that are being attacked and beaten and abused, and they got to grow up and live with this. These kids are going to grow up hating black people. I know kids that grew up hating black people because of real things that have been done to them. But to prevent that, to even begin to get on a trip, so to speak, to begin to do something about that, you have to get this information into the right hands, and you have to take actions. We don't have time to worry about whether it looks racist or not. Okay? Because see, when you say, I cannot worry about whether it looks racist or not, I have to do what I have to do. Okay, so what do? You, when something gets out of hand and, these kids get pepper sprayed, tased, injured because they fought with police, somebody got shot, whatever. You don't have to let them protest the next day or that night. No, get off my street. There is no protest. This guy was a criminal. Now, if we had just went out there and shot anybody because, I was playing with my gun and the bullet went off. Okay, that's different. But I don't care if he was stealing Skittles. Okay? He had a run-in with the police that he shouldn't have had. I'm not going to give nobody a chance to shoot me and make excuses for it. You shoot me, everybody's going to know you just shot me cold blank. Okay, I'm not even going to let you use Skittles as a good excuse to shoot me. Because if it's going to take Skittles for you to shoot me, I'll wrap them Skittles up in some Christmas wrap and tape my license to the Skittles before I wrap it and hand it to you. God, it's not that difficult. But it does have to stop. You're right, Colin. It's got to stop. And it's not happening to me. It's not happening to you. These kids are not hitting me. I mean, when, I just looked at them kids on the bus and they knew they don't want, and I'm not afraid. I mean, nobody is doing this on my watch. If I see, I'm going to be one dead Negro if I see a white kid out there getting the crap beaten out of him on my watch. Okay? And 9 out of 10, it's going to look like a black on black thing. They're going to put my butt behind bars claiming that I tried to attack some black kid. Okay? And the white kid that I saved ain't even gonna give me, he ain't gonna let the police know that all this came about by me jumping in there to protect them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us black folks have been through that. That's why we don't get involved. But I tell you one thing I won't do. I will not just stand there and take pictures like some, excuse my French again, jackass. Just taking pictures, putting this on your phone, putting it on YouTube, putting it on Twitter or whatever, laughing about it, making jokes about it. Oh, they're really getting into it. Oh, yeah. But then when the cops come in, oh, get off of him, get off of him. What are you doing to him? You didn't have to spray him like that. You didn't have to do that. Well, you had time to do something about it, sweetie. It was a good 10 minutes before the cops got there. You and your boyfriend just stood there and some of these kids that are just sitting there making videos are older than these kids. They're older, they're muscular, they're taller. Come on, black folks. Come on. I thought I wasn't going to make any more videos on this subject, but after watching the channel today and seeing this, I know what needs to be done. And until it is done, and I admit to all you white folks that are claiming that Colin is just giving you the news, I still disagree with that. It's worse than that. But I will agree with you on this. White guilt will get you killed. You don't have time to be guilty right now. You don't have time to play the game of white guilt. Because when they decide to come and attack you, they're not going to think back in time to the day that you decided not to call it out for what it is. But this is the flip side of what I said earlier. And that's another reason. That is the flip side of why I stopped watching Colin so much, because it's disgusting, it's embarrassing, it's depressing. But then today, when I was on the bus, I realized it's getting ready to get warm outside. These cops are going to be busy, even up here in my little ghetto. These cops are going to be busy. So I guess I'm going to title this video "The Flip Side of My Colin Flaherty Rant." The flip side. And that's the flip. So I still continue to believe that you're wasting your time just by clowning black folks, calling it black mob violence. I'm still sticking to that. But I also agree with you that you have to stop with the white guilt nonsense. You have to stop that. You have to stop worrying about what looks racist. We can worry about what looks racist and non-racist after we make sure everybody's safe. You know what I'm saying? And I hope black folks don't mind me saying that. Watch the other videos in my channel before you judge me, because I don't agree with a lot of these Colin Flaherty fans, but I don't agree with a lot of these black folks that are defending black thugs either. So, but what I just said in this video was the flip. So God bless you. Please don't come in here. Now, if you go to this video right here, calling me the N-word, okay, and calling me all kinds of names and cussing on my channel when I just did the flip, let me tell you what, I'm gonna do some black mob violence. I'm gonna do some black mob all violent, some violence all by myself, and I don't need these kids to do it. Don't come hating on my channel. Listen to the video before you judge. Or don't comment at all. Talk to the wall. Because this is my channel. I'm not a commentator. I run this channel. The only thing you're going to do is get deleted and blocked. So don't do it. But other than that, God bless you. I will see you soon. Next video. God bless you.